I was such a fraud.
Because of what I've left behind. But the reality is I've never been happier.
Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for coming to watch my videos. As you know, I'm doing shorts, so please go watch them just to keep updated with the news and just sharing commentaries and stuff, short commentaries between the long videos. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do read your comments as much as I can. Keep in mind that I do work. Harry says that because of everything he left behind, he's never been happier. See, right? You saw that in that clip. Does he look like a happy man? I'm sorry the way I look, guys. I'm not doing that great health-wise, but I'm here, and it's just for a temporary setback. I'll be back in top shape soon. I'm even wearing colored chapstick for you today. Anyways, so he's never been happier for everything that he left behind. Clearly not, because in the same breath, when he's been saying that he'd be willing to come back if they apologize to him. Do apologies actually work with this man or with Meghan? Because Jeremy Clarkson, I don't even know why he apologized. Because what was it that Harry called Rebecca Brooks? She was a pustule in humanity's ours or something like that. I mean, that book, whatever you want to call it, it's bullying, misogyny. He mounts women. He wants to portray the macho. One of the things that came out from that book is that Harry really hates women, other than his mother, and he's obsessed with his mother, but other than that, he hates women. And one of the things that it's really, really incredible to me is that he goes and says that he's doing psychedelic mushrooms. He tries to psychedelic drugs, and he tries to justify it by saying, under certain circumstances, it is okay. No, drugs are not okay. Drugs are not okay for medical purpose, for medical use, yes, but drugs are not okay. Clearly, this guy has had one mushroom too many. But I gotta ask you something. I told P. Dinah, I was talking to her this a couple of days ago, and I said, P. Dinah, because she asked me, do you know where Meghan is? I do know. She's been a couple of days in New York, and she went to Canada. And Lord and behold, Jessica Mulroney posted a picture that was on the Netflix documentary for the wedding. Now, Harry goes on and says that he, when he was at Tyler Perry's house, he went outside and he was doing joints, rolling joints while Meghan Markle slept. I don't think Meghan Markle would allow him to smoke a joint without her. I mean, where is he getting the marijuana from? He doesn't have any medical condition, because in California, I think from what I understand, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you can only smoke marijuana with I think it's prescription for medical purposes. So where is he getting that marijuana from? Is it Doria? So is Doria in charge of keeping Harry high and stupid? Look at her. Sidi. Minita parata. Vení. She doesn't want to. She's upset with me today. She kept me up all night, wanting to play, because I took her out to do her business outside. So I kept thinking I wake up. That's how I broke my little toe. You guys remember that, right? Anyways, so is Doria keeping him high? Now, Children's Services apparently has been called to Meghan Markle and Harry's house because of what's in the book. Because clearly, at least we know for a fact, that one of the parents is doing drugs around the children. You won't hear this in the news, though. You won't hear this in the news. You won't hear it. And now Jeremy Clarkson, Harry and Meghan said he wants the world to apologize to Meghan Markle for what? For being a D-list actress? for being a D-list actress. That's what he wants the world to apologize for, the fact that they're liars, they're bullies, and they were caught and they were called out. I'm sick and tired of people saying this is my truth. No. And I actually, I was actually watching a clip with Meryl Streep, and I love Meryl Streep, and he was with, what's this lady? This lady from Vogue, right? And apparently this is a thing of that Meryl Streep went doing some research because she did a movie about Anna Wintour's dear friend that died. So she went to do some research, and then Meryl Streep is caught out saying how hard it is nowadays, to portray the truth, because it's always changing, because it's people's perspective. No, I got a message from Meryl Streep. The truth is the truth. The truth is usually based by facts. That's how criminals are found out. So what is Meryl Streep talking about? So now it's okay for us to teach our children to lie as long as they call it their truth? Can somebody please explain this to me? But anyways, going back to Children's Services. Yes, Children's Services has paid a visit to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's place. What you're going to see now is that Meghan Markle has enough material, because Harry's very careful to say that it was him smoking a joint, not Meghan Markle. Okay, when we know that Meghan Markle gave marijuana, a bunch of bags of marijuana, which is illegal, I think, in Jamaica where they got married. It's illegal. Jamaica may be relaxed, but as long as you do your things and you don't advertise more, or you're okay. But the fact that nobody's calling him out and saying but now Children's Services is involved. They're wondering, where is he getting the drugs? Where is he getting the drugs from? Who's giving him the drugs? Now we have Tom Bauer, who went on record saying that Doria was a drug dealer and did drugs herself. Do you think that long-term habit is... Yes, I do know that they're recovering addicts, and it's incredible for these people what they go through. But somebody like Doria, I don't think so. When I look at Doria, she looks skanky. She looks filthy. That same look that Meghan Markle has, that no amount of money can wash away. No amount of money can wash away the filth. And the reason why I'm talking about how she looks is because Harry goes and trashes women, how they look. And Meghan Markle likes to trash women. But I'm not trashing her. It's just my opinion. She really looks filthy. She never looks put together. She doesn't have a clean look about her. So Doria is in charge of, keeping all the money, keeping Harry high, giving Meghan Markle's race bait credibility, and Children's Services is involved. Well, now what you're going to see is Meghan Markle go back to her old friends and say, oh my God, see what I had to put up with. He even went in national television in the UK and said that there wasn't any racism or anything like that. That's how racist he is, in spite of all the good work and what I've taught him. And I got to ask you, NAACP, have you noticed that nobody talks about that? How they won an award at the NAACP? How about RFK? Everybody's attacking RFK because it's a white foundation. How about the NAACP? Are they going to give back those $100,000? Because it's a lady, one of the workers in Archwell who won the $100,000 that Archwell donated to appear at the NAACP. So you're going to see Meghan Markle go back to her friends, Jessica Mulroney and everybody, and she's going to say that Harry kept her away from all her friends, that he clearly does not understand racism. This moron, and I'm happy for it, is gonna see his life unravel before his eyes, and he won't know what hit him. Now, Children's Services has been called, but not by people like us, YouTubers, who've been calling this out for a long time. But he's going to be surprised when he finds out that it's actually Meghan Markle and Doria who called Children's Services, because they're concerned about her kids. It's going to be, because let's not talk BS. The person who's the leak, and was always the leak, was Meghan Markle. See, look at her. Look at her. I love you. Do you know that I love you? You haven't let me sleep. So, what do you guys think? I mean, it's going to be a shock. He is going to be absolutely blown away when he finds himself penniless, because, and another thing that he talks about, how they got a mortgage and blah, 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 right? Now, they haven't gotten the $100 million. People keep saying that they got $100 million. How he's living in his... Netflix hasn't given them $100 million. And Netflix actually has a duty to report to people, investors. Investors are not going to give them $100 million. Now the book, now we have the book, that the book sold 1.4 million, okay? That book, before it hit the sales, was in some places less than half price. Less than half price. In order to incentivize sales, because there were none. You know how some other books, for example, J.K. Rowling and stuff like that, they are hits. I mean, they're bestsellers because people really get on a waiting list to get that book. That's City, by the way. Sorry about that. She's gone to town with my flip-flop. I don't know why she likes it so much. So that's not a bestseller. Bestsellers, when on full price, people are demanding to buy that book. And the thing is, I don't understand why they say that. There were a lot of people buying it because, as I told you, a lot of my friends had gone around in different shops and there were no queues, nothing. So that's basically another type of fraud. So, you know, like, just like when Netflix says that, or Spotify said that Meghan Markle dethroned Joe Rogan. You know, and you can see the views. You can see the views. That's what's worse. You can see the views. How can she dethrone Joe Rogan when you can see clearly everybody was watching him and not her? It's unbelievable the lengths of lies that people will go to. And you know what? I was thinking of the role models and stuff like that people have and young kids have. City, deja esta Venecia. You know, I just caught Inside Edition, which is an American show. And Jill Biden's ex-husband is talking about her. And he said, because, you know, Joe and Jill Biden's story has been that they met, that he saw an ad of her being a model, and his brother introduced him to her, right? After, this is around... I don't know, I think after his wife had died, because his wife died, I think, in 1974 in a car accident. His wife and kid, you know, they died in a car accident. If I remember correctly, please correct me if I'm wrong. When in fact the husband came out and said that they met years before that. They were friends and buddies. And what was his shock when he found out that before the wife died, Jill had already hooked up with Joe Biden. So she was cheating on her husband. They were both cheating on their spouses, you know. And why lie? Why the lies? You know, when you have a marriage record. And this is the thing I don't get. And then we have Joe Biden. I'm not trashing Joe Biden. This is not politics, but I'm just looking at the double standards. City, Joe Biden is smirking when he's asked, how come you have a third batch of classified documents that's for president's eyes only? And he's smirking around. And then you have the White House press secretary, that black lady, gaslighting the hell out of the reporters, you know. And it's like, I mean, this guy creeps me out. The lies. And you know what? I don't understand how the Speaker of the House is not going hard on him. Why there are no raids? Why is this guy not being impeached? And I have nothing against Joe Biden or Trump. I've never been a big fan of Donald Trump, you know. I find him very abrasive, but you know, hell, he's calling it out. You know, and this is why I get angry. You know, I did a video about why I get angry about why I was angry at Harry for making me defend Camilla. Because these people, there's no middle ground. There are extremes. They make you choose sides, or you know, you don't choose anything. So if I am to choose between Joe Biden, I'm sorry, he's creepy as F to me, who's a complete liar, whose son, you know, is doing business in Ukraine and is actually profiting right now a lot with the Ukraine war because of the companies, him and his wife, because Jill Biden is the CEO of most of these companies, you know. And the lies that they tell, if they tell the lies and the most basic things, just like Meghan Markle saying that the blue in her wedding dress is from the dress she wore on the first date. And then we have idiot Harry saying that she wore jeans. And a lot of people even try to say to me, but Paula, jeans are blue. But she's not talking about blue jeans. She's saying a dress. And then they try to, why lie? And this is why I get angry with people like when they make you choose. And you don't want to choose that other person, but it would be nice if there was some middle ground. I don't know. I'm sorry I went out off the tangent a little bit, but I'll do a video because let me tell you something. I was called out by this trans person because I said I was a mother. Because I'm a mother. And I'm like, because I was offended. I had offended his male sensitivity because he identifies as woman. And I looked at him and I said, you may identify as a Martian to me, doesn't make you one. And oh my God, hell broke loose. Hell broke loose. So now we women can't call ourselves women. And they talk about countries like Arabia that they trash women, they punish women. We're being punished in the Western right now for calling ourselves women and mothers. Make no mistake about that. We are worse off not right now in many areas, in many ways, than the women in Arabia or Lebanon and all those places, Saudi Arabia, that all these Western people keep talking about, because at least they allow these women to call themselves women and nobody is trashing them. Here we can't, because we offend men who identify as women. So now we can't even say that. But anyways, I go off tangent. So Doria's job is to keep Harry high, skim as much money as possible, and you're going to see Doria disappear and go hard on Harry. I'm glad for that. Now, I'm just going to say something here. I'm going to talk about this in my next video. It's the coronation. The coronation is paid for by the people. It is not a family hold down by Charles. It is a state ceremonial occasion to basically it's like, when the white presidents of the White House comes and he's sworn in. That's basically what happens with the king. And this is paid for by the taxpayers. And Harry and Meghan have spent all this, what's next? Harry's going to say, no, I never trashed anybody. I mean, it's like Harry's surprised that his brother doesn't want to have anything to do with him. And it reminds me a lot of, when you're in an abusive relationship and the abuser is punching the hell out of you. And they're telling you, why are you making me do this to you? And then you end up apologizing to them because you made them do that to you. There is no justification for abuse. Nobody makes you abuse anybody. You can choose not to abuse anybody, whether physically, emotionally, or psychologically. So Harry's saying that he's abusing, trashing these women, being misogynistic. But it's okay. And they have to apologize. The people that him and Meghan Markle are abusing, have to apologize to him. This is why I said the NDAs have to go. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of a rambling and a rant. It's just I'm angry because I got into this argument with this idiot about me calling myself mother. It started really stupid, talking about City. I'm a mother to City and Henrik. And oh my goodness, how dare I call myself mother? That I'm a birther. I said, no, I'm not a birther. I'm a mother. And I said, and I told the guy, when you grow a uterus and you're able to have children, when you're reincarnated in your next life and you're born a female, then come and talk to me. In the meantime, don't even bother. I'm sorry, but that's just my view. I can't. And then there was this guy. What's happening in the United States? This man, I don't know if you heard the news in the Mall of America. He was wearing Jesus Saves Us. It's our Savior. He was asked to leave the mall because his t-shirt that said Jesus is our Savior was offensive. Can you imagine if a guy had been wearing Allah is our Savior, or I don't know, Muhammad is our, whatever you want to call it, and they're asked to leave? There would be a huge racial thing. This guy was wearing Jesus is our Savior t-shirt, I think, and he was kicked out of the Mall of America in Florida. I mean, even if you're not religious, he was allowed back in eventually, but what is going on? So let me leave you with these questions. Do you think that Doria is keeping Harry high? Do you think that Harry... What do you think the Children's Services is going to find out? Do you think now that that Meghan Markle... And by the way, Meghan Markle has never stopped talking to Jessica Mulroney. That's a bunch of BS. But now, do you think Meghan Markle is going to go back to her old friends to gather her old troops, all her D-list celebrities? and you know, let me paraphrase. Let me stop here a little before we go. Harry said that it was the British media who jumped into this race thing after the Oprah interview. Do you remember? I think it was Jenna Bush who interviewed Michelle Obama. And Michelle Obama said, what do you make of all this Meghan Markle's race allegations, that she was treated so terribly? And what did Michelle Obama said? That she wasn't surprised. Remember, I did a video about that. So why is Harry saying, oh no, it's only the British media? Because that is BS, of course. See, Benny. So anyways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching my channel, and leave me your comments. And on Friday, I'm doing a live with 2 guests. I hope you join me.